Okay, welcome everybody. I have kicked off the recording, so welcome to this week's community call. We do seem to have a lot on the agenda, so let's just get started. Just as folks keep rolling in, I'm going to jump ahead just before we get into the project round robin, and just give a big shout out to the big news yesterday from GitHub about NPM adopting Sigstore. So that was super to read about and hear. And if folks haven't checked out the RFC, I highly encourage you to do so. It's really nice to see kind of the thought process, the decisions there, as well as the risks being covered. And happy to welcome some folks here. Anyone from GitHub here wants to maybe talk? How did that all go? Was it well received?
Yeah, this is Brian Dehamer from GitHub. If anybody goes and looks at the RFC that's posted, there's a ton of conversation happening right now. So there was a lot that sort of went up to getting it released yesterday, a lot of like internal debate and conversation. And now it's sort of out there for the community. And we're going to probably spend the next few weeks just sort of like sorting through the conversation, addressing concerns. If anybody's interested, I think that there is tomorrow a Node community meeting where I think that that's going to probably be a hot topic of conversation. So yeah, exciting time.
Go ahead, Shaq.
I have another question. I've sort of popped up in the comments with like my opinion, man, about why it's important to do this. But it also might be that I'm stirring up the hornet's nest. Would you rather I backed off? Like, serious question.
Yeah, no. I think that like we welcome the questions, the debate, the conversation. So like, yeah, I wouldn't worry about it.
All right. I just want everyone to remember
that. How many of those 160 conversations are yours, Jack?
Not enough yet. Wait a second.
But yeah, no, saying if folks haven't checked it out, it's great to read just kind of some of the features as well as the risks and how that ties into GA. But yeah, overall, I think just a nice point to stop and celebrate all the work everyone here has put into it and just the incredible velocity around the project and the community. It's just nice to have that validation. Cool. Okay, I think we've got a bunch of folks, so we can jump into the project round robin. Any updates from folks on Recall?
I have a small update, actually. So I put in a fix just yesterday, and I'm hoping it'll get merged on a server flake that we were experiencing maybe like one every 100-ish runs. And it is now fixed. I think it was a weird find. It's a racy condition. Yay. And I'll put in there, feel free to read the description. I tried to put as much information as possible there. I'll link it in.
Perfect. Yeah, always nice. And you can catch weird behavior and race conditions of flakiness. Thanks, Ezra. Okay, Fulcio, Hayden, are you on?
Hayden's off today.
Okay, certificate specification. Yeah, take a look. Bob, anything to add on this?
No, other than just to say that I think the spirit of the work here was just trying to formalize exactly what we needed to mandate or what was included in certificates from the public instance, as well as just kind of our read on best practices that we were trying to adopt. So just trying to codify that in the repo just for greater awareness. So if folks have questions, certainly feel free to raise issues or whatnot. But
great, thank you. GitSign, any updates on that front? Okay. GitSign has no updates, but GitSign attest PR are probably coming this week.
Yeah, I'll probably sign up for a demo slot for the office hours next week to show it off. But yeah, it exists, so stay tuned.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, no, that'll be great to have that. I'll add you in. Okay, so any of the language-specific implementations, a root, we've got something from the Java side. Patrick, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here. I just wanted to let people know that we've opened a GitHub issue and have a proposal to, it sort of came up as a result of looking into the Java client. Basically, the suggestion is to change the way that sign blob works, and this should eventually apply to all clients, so that we produce one signing artifact, a bit more like how we do with the OCI images. So please, if you're interested in this space, take a look and let us know what you think, and hopefully we can get this ended soon.
Yes. Any questions about that at this point? Okay, thank you, Patrick. Anything else from the other projects, Python, Rust, Root?
I guess I can talk a little bit about the JavaScript stuff. This obviously is very closely related to the NPM RFC, but we recently added a new repo to the Sigstore organization for the Sigstore JS project, which is implementation of the Sigstore stuff in native JavaScript. It's in a very rough state at the moment, so I don't want anyone to think that this is ready for production use, but work in progress, and this will be sort of the basis for us doing the NPM implementation of Sigstore. So ultimately, hopefully, this library will get integrated in with the NPM CLI itself. But yeah, if anyone is interested in making contributions, all are welcome. So
yeah, no, nice call for contributors. And is there a kind of regular space where folks meet around that work?
Not yet, but we're still sort of organizing things. So.
Yeah. And yeah, just hit me up when you're ready. We can get it added to the Sigstore calendar and just have a nice space to just welcome new contributors or those folks interested in testing it out, finding out more.
Great.
Yeah, if you could drop a link as well in the doc just to that, if someone could.
Yep.
Appreciate that. Great. Yeah, glad to have you here and welcome. Okay, GA.
Yeah, I think I put that one thing in. Yeah, just a quick update. We started our dry run on call rotation. Thanks to Bob, Hayden, Billy, and Anthony, and myself, who are working on the dry run on call. It's just fast effort business hours right now, but hopefully we'll, start getting things in place like runbooks and work on some of our noisy alerts. And yeah, I think this week we're going to be kind of estimating how much longer all the remaining tasks are going to take and sort of get a plan for getting everything ready by the target date.
Great. Yeah, good luck setting that up. Looks good. Okay, anything else on GA? Okay, so from project updates, so onto Sigstocon, which I've added as a new line item. Just a reminder to folks, we do have the call for papers open now until August 19th, so check that out. It's got details of all the key dates, as well as kind of what we're looking for in terms of types of talks and what sort of topics. So case studies, how-tos, integrations with specific languages, or anything related to best practices or contributing to Sigstore or building community. Will be very welcome. We have a program committee, which consists of Priya, Lily, developer guy, Jacques, and Apu, who will be ranking the talks and making the tough decisions on what the final program will look like. And just to call out that there are sponsorship options available, but they close this week. And it's part of this main CNCF KubeCon prospectus, so you have to hunt for it on page 24 if anyone's interested. Any questions around Sigstocon? Great. Okay, next thing, just a quick shout out that the logo refresh has been completed. And we have the the new set of logos is now in the repo, and there's a brand guide as well, which talks about usage guidelines, and you're starting to propagate those. You'll start seeing it pop up on Medium website, eventually on GitHub, and yeah, thanks to Lisa and Luke and other folks who are starting to just get it out there. Apu, did you have a question? I saw that.
Yeah, I was just wondering if people can go to Sigstocon without going to KubeCon.
Great question. I will ask the events folks we're working with. My guess is this short answer is yes, though it's generally discouraged or not publicized widely. Yeah, I'll get back to you on that one. Moving on to docs, Ezra.
Yeah, so a couple of us met last week and to discuss creating a Sigstore architecture doc suite, I guess. And so we are just starting that, kind of laying out the scope and project of that. I can link in some notes over here. We're doing like sort of a weekly meeting. So I think there's a hashtag architecture docs Slack channel. So if you're interested in contributing there, feel free. I'll send out like, I guess, another update in the next community meeting when we have our landing page and starter docs so that people can start contributing.
And where did the architecture docs live? Is that in GitHub or in the doc site?
For now, we're doing Drive Google Docs as a way to start and make the collaborative edits on that. And then eventually we'll move that into upstream.
Okay, so there's no existing location, but that will be new. Nice. Great. And anything else on docs? I don't know if Lisa's here. I know she followed up on the proposal to spin out the docs repo, and I believe that's existing, and there might just be a few more things to tidy up there. Lisa, are you on? Okay. I'll drop the link to the issue. Okay, outreach and events. So it's just about a month to Open Source Europe, and I believe a bunch of folks here are going. I know there's a GitSign talk on the agenda, but yeah, shout out to that. If you're interested in going, lots of folks on this call will be around. Anything else from anyone going they want to add on that point? Right. Okay, and then another shout out. Yeah, we discussed this earlier, but yeah, there's an announcement from GitHub about NPM adopting Sigstore, and it's been great to see. There's also been some follow-up press related to that announcement, so a link there to the Wired article writing about that news. And on the blog side, I should have had a link to the August monthly update, but that's staged in Medium, and I'm hoping to get that posted out today. And it's been crazy because every couple of days there's some new information in the community. So the longer we wait to get it out, the more it's like, oh, and this happened and that happened. So yeah, I think we're gonna just get that out this week and then start the doc, which collects the updates for next month, so September updates. There's also a case study. Folks may recall I did a call a while back to try and get folks who are using Sigstore in production at their organizations or with their tools. So we could write about that just to raise awareness and share the different ways people are approaching it. And yeah, just happy to report Fabian took us up on that. You may have seen his presentation at office hours, but he also did a really nice interview article on how he discovered Sigstore and how they're using it at Edgeless Systems for confidential computing. So folks can check that out, but we're aiming to go live with that on Thursday on the Sigstore blog. And finally, oh, maybe not finally, but last week, Hayden had a great post on adopting Sigstore incrementally. I noticed that's being picked up in a few places, lots of folks tweeting it out. And the Linux Foundation also reached out to ask if they could republish that on their blog. So that's another nice win. And on the blog site, do check out the monthly update doc, where we're trying to just incrementally track all the key things that happen in the community so that at the end of the month, we can put out a post. Just because there's so much going on, it's nice to just summarize it and have a place for people to just go and see what they may have missed or just know what the latest with the community is. So anybody's welcome to just drop something there, whether it's a sub-project update or outreach or a talk or even some stats from the community. Great to have all sorts of things in there. Any questions on any of the blog stuff? Okay, and yeah, just call for office hours. Next week will be our office hour session, and yeah, happy to say Brian will be joining us to get into Sigstore.js so we can have a in-depth demo discussion, and yeah, any questions we can have answered. And yeah, it sounds like Billy, I heard you volunteering to do us a GitSign demo, so that's great. I'll add it in. I think we have space for a couple more demos, and of course, anybody looking to integrate it, please come along with your questions. Okay, unless there's any other outreach stuff, we'll switch to any other business. And let's start with the technical steering committee update from Bob.
Yeah, so just wanted to give a quick congrats note. I know some of it's already gone out in the Slack and Twitter, but the TSE appointed 2 additional members last week, Trevor Rosen from GitHub, as well as Santiago Torres, who's a professor at Purdue University. Super excited about both of them joining us. I think as we continue to grow this community and grow into new languages and new spaces, I think it's important to make sure that we've got robust representation. And I think both of those individuals are well known for their contributions to the broader supply chain space across open source. So super happy to have both of them with us. On the second item, which is the OpenSSF TAC update, certainly a thanks are due to both Santiago and Priya, who gave an update to the OpenSSF Technical Advisory Council earlier today. Just to highlight a lot of the great work that we've already covered in this agenda. The OpenSSF TAC has asked all of the projects and working groups associated with it to just come and give an update on the cadence of maybe three times a year, just to make sure that the TAC is aware of what's going on and that there's an effective dialogue for the project to ultimately raise concerns or requests for help or additional funding, or just make sure that folks are aware of the great work that's going on within the constituent organizations. So Priya and Santiago did a great job giving that update today. So thanks for both of you spending the time to do that. But just wanted to make sure that folks were aware that as part of the OpenSSF, that there are things going on in the background that maybe aren't as code focused, but we certainly want to congratulate and thanks to those folks within the community that help push all those other things along. So that's all I got.
Nice. Yeah, no, thanks for sharing those updates. Okay, any other business topics folks like to bring up, discussions? Okay, let's go into introductions. This is a section for those who are new or have been kind of lurking but would like to say hello, just to introduce yourself, tell us what your interests are in the community, what you'd like to see, or what you're working on. So do we have anybody who would like to go ahead and do that today?
Hello.
Hello. Yep.
I am Akhil. I just joined the meeting. I just followed the calendar of Sigstore and excited for including in the community, doing contributions, and I'm just trying to do follow Java part. So I'm trying to do contributions. So I'm here. So
that's great. Yeah. No,
okay.
Very welcome, Akhil.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Okay, anybody else? And yeah, Patrick points out we have a Java channel on Sigstore Slack, and there's a regular call which is on Wednesdays. So you'll be very welcome to join in at those and this one as well. Okay, that brings us to the end of the agenda topics. Unless folks, any discussion topics or anything else, we'll leave it at that today, and we'll see you all next week for demos and discussions at Sigstore office hours. Okay, thanks everybody. Bye.